Hello, Ed Waters from the Frederick News-Post here on the Golden Mile with the famous Red Horse in front of the Red Horse restaurant.
Ed Waters was a multimedia journalist long before the term was ever coined. From his first days as a reporter at the Frederick News-Post, Ed always carried a camera. And that's not the only thing about Ed that's unique.
See what happens when you don't do fireworks safely?
His career with the News-Post began 50 years ago. He was hired as a pressman the day he graduated from Frederick High School. 6 nights a week, from 6:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., Ed ran the presses. After a year on the job, he was drafted and served 2 years as a Marine, including a stint in Vietnam in 1967. He credits the New Testament he carried in his shirt pocket with bringing him home safely. He enrolled at Hood College and traveled to the USSR on a student trip. His photos and an article he wrote landed on the pages of the travel section. One day in 1976, his supervisor told him to wear a jacket and tie to work the next day. This pressman was promoted to reporter. For the next 40 years, Ed did what he says every reporter should do. He listened and then wrote what he heard in a fair and unbiased way.
You're basically the fly on the wall. All you're going to do is take it in, what's said, but never get your own opinion, your own viewpoint or anything into it. Be neutral.
With only 3 phone lines for reporters to share, Ed was never without a bag of quarters so he could use a nearby payphone to check sources. Never aggressive, his subtle approach earned the trust of enough context to fill 2 Rolodexes.
You really need to listen to what's going on, and it can be amazing sometimes where you'll think, okay, I'm covering this story, but I don't expect anything big to come out of it, but you don't know.
Ed worked for 8 different editors during his tenure, and he witnessed the advent of computers, digital cameras, and email, which made typewriters, film, and fax machines extinct. One thing that never changed was Ed's commitment to a profession that he grew to love.
It's a very important job. It's a very important thing to do. You really need to think about what you're doing and keep your mind on it and write the good story.
For 50 years of dedication for the Frederick News-Post, Ed Waters Jr. is inducted into the Maryland-Delaware D.C. Press Association's Hall of Fame.